Hey, what up, mi gente? This is Gladys
And Stephanie.
with Real Moms Chisme.
Hey.
Today's topic, obviously, we're single mamas, so we're going to talk about parenting. How I parent, how Stephanie parents, solo parenting versus co-parenting.
Yeah. How it is to just take on both roles
Hmm.
of the mom and the dad.
Yeah, for sure. There is definitely a huge difference, and the people that don't know, solo parenting means that the other parent like isn't involved whatsoever.
Not
So
even.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, like basically just non-existent. And both of us are in that boat. And then of course co-parenting is going to be the obvious. You're not together with the other parent anymore, but they're still in their lives, so you share your time, um, bills, all of that stuff.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing because a lot of people say, well, I'm a single mom. Well, yeah, you're a single mom, but that just means that you're not in a relationship. That doesn't necessarily mean like you don't have the help because there are like the co-parentings, like
Mm.
there's some, and I'm not saying that it's easier one way or the other, but every other weekend you might be free to do whatever you want because they're with their dad,
Right.
but when you're a solo parent it's a little bit different because you have your kids 24/7.
Literally all the time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a hard thing to say, right? Because obviously, like I love my kids. I'm sure Stephanie loves Matt, but at the end of the day, like we're still human, right?
Yeah,
So like we need a break.
every once in a while.
And it's I feel like it's healthy because we need that break to kind of like recharge and recoup and
Yeah, and thank god for my village, like my parents are, they step in for when I need those breaks, mental breaks. Even my sisters and their, my siblings or whatever, um they're they take Matt in sometimes, like taking him to parties, things like that. My brother-in-law, I tell him like if you can just like mentor Matt,
mm,
just things like that. Like he does have those male figures, which is another thing that, we have solo parenting, but like I still want my kid to have a good solid male figure in his life, which he has his uncles, he has his papa,
sure.
you know. But yeah, having a good village
Yeah,
helps.
definitely. And same for me. I mean, without my family, geez, I don't know where I would be. Like they help out so much and for sure filling the void of like those positive male role models. I mean, my brothers, I have really great male friends who also fill in those male role models for him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to just have that for sure.
And not just for Ethan, but also for Kira. That's
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, for sure. For Kira too. Uh, I mean, even they're kids, right? So they obviously don't express it as much. I know yesterday Stephanie and I had a little barbecue and we were talking. I was telling her about uh just a little screaming that Kira and I had had. And that I was telling Kira, like, baby girl, like, I'm sorry, like, I don't mean to be this person. And because she was kind of telling me, like, Mom, it's the same thing over and over and over again. And I'm like, baby, you gotta give me grace. Like, I'm human. I don't get any breaks. Like, I don't get any time to decompress,
mm,
every other weekend or another parent to just, hey, go with your dad. Like, I just need a me time.
yeah.
I don't get that. Not that it's an excuse, right? But shoot. And then that kind of spun off to Matt asking Ethan, right? Oh, you have dad?
Oh yeah, that was on random. I was like,
Yeah, we just kind of froze up. Like, we didn't know how to answer that question. It's tough.
I looked at your face, and you were just like,
Yeah, it was a tough question to answer.
I mean, Matt's been asked that before by his cousin, my brother's daughter. It was one day we were at my parents' house, and she goes, you don't have a dad? And Matt was like, no, I have a papa.
Oh,
So I'm very grateful for my dad for being in his life that way. But it's starting to come up more because he's about to be 8. So of course, like the kids are a little bit more vocal, a little bit more curious and asking questions. And so, I mean, this is the first time that you've ever been a parent to a teenager.
I know.
Like this is the first time I've ever been a parent to an almost 8-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Since Matt was a baby, dude, I was always dreading the conversation when it would finally come of who is my dad or where is my dad, you know? Because what am I gonna say? Like, in all honesty, it would have been so much easier if he was just like not on the earth. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I'd be like, oh, well,
He passed.
he passed away. Sorry, but
I,
no, there's a whole conversation that has to come with that.
yeah, I know that's tough. I kind of freeze up whenever that question comes up, or like, I almost change the subject, but yeah, because they're so little, and I don't know, like, I don't want to break, their little hearts. I mean, granted, Kira's older. She remembers her dad, like her dad was in the picture for a little bit, but Ethan doesn't have any memories of his dad at all. So
Yeah.
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, that's the same thing with Matt.
I
Like,
don't.
he I think he was 6 weeks old when we split, when everything happened. So literally Matt has no memory.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, back to like the parenting part of it, like doing it as a solo parent, raising a child on your own, trying to figure out and that's where it's important to have like a
Support system.
good support system, a good group of like friends, girlfriends that you can kind of get that advice from, which I did. Like I have a friend, she has four boys.
Mm-hmm.
And another friend, she had a son, and he is a little bit old. I think he's probably like 12 or 13, like Kira's
Mm-hmm.
age. And she told me a while back, you have to have that conversation, with boys like at 7 or 8, 6, 7 or 8, about like sex and things like that. And I was like, wait a minute, what? No.
Yeah, no, that's way too soon.
That I mean, to me, I felt, but she's a teacher, and like, and I knew that take everything kind of with a grain of salt, like, and it depends on your situation, where your kids are, where you are in your life. And I'm thinking if they're in public school, then yeah, I mean, there's kids at 5, 6 years old that are exposed to things that they should not be exposed to.
And we can't even, we can control as much as we can control when they're around us, right?
Right.
When they're at school and they're in a completely different environment, like we can't control what the other little kids talk to them about and
Right.
how much they absorb, and then they come
Yeah.
asking you questions, and
Yeah.
you're like, what?
And that's where she was coming from, is because she was saying like if we don't have that conversation with our kids to some extent, not like the full like birds and bees thing, but this is your private area. This is because they've already probably heard about it from somebody else
Mm-hmm.
in an incorrect way, or like a way that's not good for them to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So I from that point I took, like, I was like, okay, yeah, like, need to have some type of conversation with him. I mean, so that part of parenting in and of itself is scary, especially when you're a mom of a boy.
It is, girl. Imagine being a mom of a girl.
Yeah, that too.
Like that's hard.
Uh,
That's I feel like that's so much harder,
yeah.
especially being a girl and they're going through all of, like, you said you've never been a mom to a teenager, and I was like, oh my gosh, she was gonna be 13. Like, what? But you're right. I mean, just having those conversations with them and letting them know like your body is sacred and
Yeah.
it's a temple and you have to treat it as such. That's it
Yeah.
makes me nervous just talking about it, but it does need to happen soon because you're right. People are gonna get in their ear and it's
Yeah.
not gonna be in the most positive way because it's usually not. So
Yeah.
it's better that we're kind of
Getting ahead of it.
getting ahead of the game. But
Yeah.
back to solo parenting. Um, I find myself like getting overstimulated a lot. And I feel like that's when I kind of like the little what's that movie where the guy has like the fire coming out of his head?
Home Alone?
No, no, the one with the emotions.
Oh, Inside Out.
Inside Out, yes.
I was thinking of part of Home Alone where he goes on
No.
fire.
Yes, Inside Out. Like the anger.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that's what I feel like sometimes. But so what works for you? Like how do you cope when you're overstimulated? Like what do you do in those situations?
Um, it depends. Like, a lot of times, like, if Matt's around and I'm just like, I usually get overstimulated when there's a lot of noise.
Same.
TV, tablet, phone, speaker. Like there's too much stuff going on. Yeah, turn it off.
Cat's talking to you at the same time while
Yes.
this is happening.
And he's at the age where it's just like, and I know that he's asleep when it's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Because if not, it's like the question after question. I'm just like, hmm. But usually, I'll have to go into a room or something or in my office and just be like, okay, son, like just chill out for a little bit. I'll be right back.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me 5 minutes and I'll be all right. It's just us two living in the house, so it's not like and I feel bad because I don't want to do that all the time because he does have like he is an only child, so he doesn't have anybody else to go and play with while I'm trying to recover, you know? Another good thing though, that I just thought about is we live in a really good neighborhood. The street that I live on, I mean, there's kids that he's befriended. His best friend lives next door. There's a girl down the street, another kid from the school, two other kids that he just met. He makes friends quick.
Yeah. When
So
you're just like, hey,
yeah,
do you want to be friends?
literally, like that's what he like. I think that's how he recruited his best friend. Like one day he met him outside. He's like, "Hey, you gonna be my best friend?"
Oh, that's
And
cute.
like they're just like this now. But he can after school. I'll hear the door knock, the doorbell ring or something, and I know it's one of the kids. So I'm like, "Yeah, go outside and play." So that's my recovery time. Or if I need to catch up on something, and then the other parents in the neighborhood are really good about it too, and they know that it's just me and him, and so they I
They
think
kind
he's
of like step in and
yeah,
like
which is
watch them.
great.
Well,
I'm so grateful for all of them. They've reached out, if you need somebody to help to pick them up from school, like just like
oh, that's nice.
yeah, one of the kids goes to his school too. So there was one day, Valentine's Day, the Friday before Valentine's Day, I was like busy with baking and stuff, and it was already gonna be like 1, and I was like, dude, what am I gonna do? I can't like break away. So I called up the neighbor, and she's like, yeah, I got you. So things like that. But just to help recover, like those things, I'm thankful for who we have around us
Hmm.
to help me with that. So I don't have too many moments that get crazy, crazy. But if I do, it's just I need maybe 5, 10 minutes.
Yeah,
What about you?
I would say that helps for sure. Like I'll go to my room and I'll tell the kids, like, you guys hang out, go play, watch TV,
Mm-hmm.
do whatever you want to do. I'm gonna go to my room. I always say, like, I just need some space. I just need a little bit of time to myself. But sometimes whenever I say that and I say like I need space, it's like if I didn't say those words, then they would be doing their own things. But like the moment that I say, "Hey guys, I just need some space," and I go into my room and they know that, and I close the door, it's like they need something more than ever.
Yeah.
Like there's knocking, and Kira's like, "Oh, I just want to show you this," and I'm like, "Guys, I just need space," you know. So I'm like, well, what else should I say? Maybe I shouldn't announce it.
Just walk away.
Just walk away, right? Just go hide. Do something like
Did you
that
ever watch that movie Spanglish?
without a
Wait,
sound.
yeah.
I think so.
And the nanny lady, she tells her daughter, "I need some space." Or the daughter says, "I need some space," and she goes, "No space for me." And she pulls her closer.
No, I don't remember it.
No space for me.
But yeah, I'll do yeah, I'll just say I need some space and then I'll go to my room and just kind of watch like shows that I don't have to think.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I watch like Love is Blind or some of those Love Islands.
I almost put that on the other day because you suggested it, and I was like, "Nah, not really."
Yeah, I call it my trash TV, dude, but I like it. I'm waiting for my next episode. It comes out on Wednesday.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah. I'll do that, or I'll just kind of make myself like a little snack.
Mm-hmm.
Since I'm sober now, I'll do like michelada with the topo chico,
Mm-hmm.
and that like
Yeah.
makes me just kind of relax.
Yeah. That's
But
not
that helps. Yeah.
I think what we've been doing more lately, and what I did when I needed to get away, like when we were living with my parents,
Hmm.
I would leave Matt with my parents, and I would sneak away to the movie theater, and I would just walk in the movie, not to go watch a movie, but just to go inside, go buy a big thing of popcorn, go inside my truck, and sit in my truck and just eat my popcorn.
Really?
And so now, me and Matt do that. And then I call them our broke bestie dates. So we'll go. We actually went yesterday after Sam's. We went to Sam's and then we went to go get a popcorn and we were sitting in the car eating our popcorn. And that calms me down too. And I like that because at least he's with me.
Yeah.
So it's calming and we're away from everything and we just get to chill in the car and Like I don't have to spend a fortune watching a movie that we don't even
Mhm.
like.
That's cute. I like that. And I feel like it's a memory that he's gonna remember.
Hmm.
Like, hey mom, remember when we used to just go get popcorn and like sit in the car?
Yeah, that's my
That's
favorite. That's my favorite snack.
yeah. Do you ever feel like overwhelmed with the decisions, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
So like, what am I gonna make for dinner? Or um does Matt wear a uniform?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So Ethan doesn't, right? So it's like, well, he wears the same shirt, but the bottoms are different. So like, what is he gonna wear for school the next day, or the weekend's coming? It's like, what are we gonna do? Just all kinds of decisions that have to be made, like
Hmm.
on a daily basis. Do you ever get exhausted by that?
Yeah, just I mean, maybe not on the mundane ones the like what do we eat and stuff
Mm-hmm.
for dinner. So Matt's gonna eat whatever I'm gonna cook. Like
Yeah.
but he does have his favorites. Like he likes fettuccine Alfredo. He's such a bougie kid. He likes sushi.
Uh,
I know, he likes ¿qué más? He likes anything with shrimp. Um, so I try to make his favorites wings. I try to make his favorites, at least maybe once every other week or something. Because when I cook, it's hard for me to just cook in small amounts. It's just us two, like I'm always cooking for like a lot of people, like yesterday.
yeah.
So we always have a lot of leftovers. So I'm thinking, what can I cook that we'll eat for 3 or 4 days?
Yeah. Well, and then too, like, so yesterday you made chicken and beef fajitas. So like, what I would think is we have a lot of leftovers with that. Like, what different meals can I make with that? So you can make like chicken fajita quesadillas, or like,
Mhm.
mix it up into something else. Maybe just make it with rice.
Yeah. I mean, if I want to be that creative, yes, but most of the time it's just like, just put on a plate.
Really?
Just put on a plate and just
Oh, my kids will, they'll
they'll
be
get bored.
bougie sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like Ethan will look at me, chicken again? I'm done. Give me a break.
My favorite, I hate it when Matt is like, "Well, do you want me to starve? Do you want me to starve and just die?" And I'm like,
Oh my God,
Matt,
Raj.
no, oh my gosh, it's food, eat it. And then I was like, and then like it's not. I was like, we really need to practice fasting, son.
Yeah.
We need to practice some type of fasting for you because we can live without a meal. It's not gonna kill us.
Mm-mm. They act like if they don't eat every, what, 3 hours, they're
Hmm.
starving. I'm like, we just ate and we had a snack right after.
Yeah, and then after school, he's like, "Can we get Chick-fil-A? Can I get Sonic?" I'm like, "No, no."
Mm-mm.
Now I'm my parents. I comida en la casa.
For
There's
real.
food at home. They're gonna go eat it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I could just make that at home. Mm-mm. Well, I try to save like the eating out for the days where we're just like super busy and we have,
Sundays.
yeah, or we have appointment after appointment. And then I just don't have time, like, or they're gonna be like actually really hungry, not
Yeah.
starving. But by the time food's ready, then I'm like, okay, well, I guess we can go to Sam's to pick up a pizza.
And you know what? I don't feel guilty about spending money at Sam's because $5 to feed both of us,
Yeah.
dude.
Yesterday I got each one of them a slice of pizza and then a soda and what was it? A parfait, like a berry parfait.
Uh-huh.
It was like $6. I'm like, that's it?
Dude, get yourself a Sam's membership if you don't have one.
For real.
This is a life hack right now, especially if you're
Costco.
a solo parent. Yeah, Costco, if you live by a Costco, um, get yourself a membership because I
It's the
guarantee you,
best.
yes, $5 to feed two people. Come on,
Yeah.
where else can you do that?
And most times I don't even get myself a slice. And they're like, Mom, you're
Yeah,
not gonna eat. But it's because I always tell them, Mom, thanks. And I'll take like a bite of each one of their pizzas.
yeah,
And I'm like, that's full.
yeah.
I mean, I'm full,
You're
but
good with that.
then I'll eat samples and we're good. You know?
Yeah, for sure. No, that's one of my favorites.
Hmm.
The samples. Yeah,
Sometimes I'll do like double trips. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. Matt does that too.
Yeah, and I feel bad. I'm I'm like not making any eye contact, so they don't know that I was just here.
One time, dude, I waited this girl and I got her name. I forgot her name now, but I was like talking to her. I was like, "Yeah, so what's your name?" Because she was finishing cooking up some salmon and rice and something. She's like, "It's almost ready," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "So how was your day?" Just like chatting it up with the freaking sample
Oh
lady, just
God.
waiting for it to on it. I didn't want to miss it.
That's funny, right? The things that we do, like we're there waiting for the samples to be ready. Golly.
It was good though. It was
Yeah,
good.
nice. So let's shift into generational, like breaking generational curses. Yeah.
What's something that you feel like? Do you feel like you have to break them or?
So when I was younger and growing up, uh, like my dad worked a lot, so it was mainly like just us and my mom.
Mhm.
Like when we would wake up, we wouldn't see my dad because he would leave early in the morning, and then he'd come home like around 6 or 7 maybe. So it was just kind of like dinner, and then that was it. We'd all get ready for bed, and then rinse, wash, repeat.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, what I'm getting at is I'm sure they did the best that they could, but we didn't have a whole lot of like one-on-one family time, if you will.
Hmm.
Like on weekends and stuff like that, every now and then we'd go to the beach. But it was kind of like rare. And for whatever reason, I know like our family really didn't express love a whole lot.
Hmm.
Like hugs or constant like I love you or just kind of sharing like feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's one of like the generational curses that I want to break with my kids and let them know like it's okay to be expressive or um it's okay to be angry,
Hmm.
right? To feel all of these feelings. And I'm constantly telling them like I love you and giving them hugs and kisses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I will say this, the older that Kira like is getting, like I have to remind myself to do it, which I know sounds silly.
Mhm.
But it's like whenever kids are little, like when they're babies, you're like, oh my God, you're so cute. And you want to give them kisses and hug them all the time. And I have to remind myself to consistently do it.
It's just I think it's just more because they become more independent and you
Yeah,
feel like they don't need it as much.
exactly.
And so in your head it's kind of like it's not just that she's growing into an adult, but it's just like she's taking care of herself a little bit more.
Yes.
So I get that you might want to like remind yourself just because you want to make sure that you're still showing that affection to her, even though you know that she's good, like
Well, yes, but even, yes, she's good, but like I'm gonna be 40 this year and I still want that every day. So I don't think that even though you seem like, oh, I'm good, I'm getting older, I'm doing my own thing, it's still something that humans crave,
yeah,
regardless of how old you are.
yeah, I agree with that. I don't think our family was that affectionate either when I was a kid, like growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think maybe my dad had, I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a lot of like childhood memories of like too much like affection or emotion. I know like my dad didn't really talk to me a lot like that on that level.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that and I noticed that I can be that way too because sometimes like when Matt asks a lot of questions, sometimes I just shut down and I'm just like,
Yeah,
okay, I'm tired. Like,
you're like overwhelmed.
yeah. And and I have to I think that's something that I have to work on is to be able to like effectively want to communicate things to him. Because I
Mm-hmm.
have a friend that he will talk to his like he was saying, well, you need to talk to him more. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, he tells his son everything. And I'm like, how do you do that? Like, it's just I feel like I don't know what boundaries there are or like I guess as a parent, you set your own boundaries with your kids and how much you want them to know. To me, the one thing that I will say is like, because I grew up very sheltered, I wish that the veil had been pulled a little bit sooner. And and what I mean by that is like, I didn't find out until later on in life that like humanity was not all good.
Mm.
Like I always was like giving people the benefit of the doubt, like everybody like there's good in every single person, like just things like that. Had I known a little bit sooner that maybe humanity was not that great, all the time,
Mm-hmm.
maybe I would have maybe I would have been a little bit further in life, is what I'm saying. Like, you
Right,
know,
right.
I would have figured that out a lot sooner, would have had those lessons a lot sooner, and therefore maybe would have been a little bit further along in life, in some ways. So to me, that I don't think it's like it's the generational cycle. Maybe just like I don't want Matt to be so to be so sheltered, um, to the point where it's like he's growing
Hmm.
in stature or like, you know, as an adult, but he's still like a little boy inside.
Right, mentally.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I want him, not that I'm like you need to break to, you know, to grow up or things like that. Like he doesn't, I don't think he has to go through something so traumatic like I went through, but I want him to understand that not everything's not everything's good. Not every person is good. Not you can't go up to every single person and just expect them to reciprocate that kindness to you. Like the other day, example, I don't know why he did this, and I asked him about it afterwards. But we were at the rodeo, and they had these rides, these little like car rides that go in a circle, right? And previously at a carnival, he got on the ride with the little girl. She was a little bit scared, so he was like, this was like maybe 1 or 2 years before, and he was like, do you want me to ride with you?
Hmm.
And she was like, yes. So he got on there thinking he was like protecting her, and it was so cute. This time, this past weekend, there was a girl that was sitting in the front. She looked a little bit older than him, and it was like a two compartment little car ride. So she was sitting in the front, and he gets in the back. Didn't say anything to her, doesn't know her from nowhere, and she looked back, and she was just like,
Like, why are you on here?
yeah. And she got out and she walked to another one. And like that broke my mommy heart because I was like, I know that he has the best intentions, but I didn't know if he was gonna feel bad about that.
Hmm.
And so afterwards, I asked him, I was like, son, why did you sit in in that car with the girl? He goes, she needed to be protected. I
Oh.
was like, you stupid little girl, like you know, like it made me mad, but at the same time, I was like, I told him, I was like, well, I was like, how did it make you feel when she got up and left? And he was like, I don't know, like he didn't really say
Yeah,
anything,
he
you
didn't
know.
think too much of it.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, well, at least that's good. Like it didn't affect him. So I didn't push it because I didn't want to be like, you know, I didn't
Hmm.
want to put that in his head.
Right.
So, just like that, like I just want him to be more aware and to be able to grow up as a man and not,
Yeah, and not be so like unaware of like
mhm.
what's happening in the world today outside
Yeah,
all the good.
that would be something that's something that I would want to work on with him.
Right. I would want to work on I mean, I know we already communicate a lot, but I know like when I was younger I mean, obviously like we talked to each other, but there wasn't a whole lot of like deep communication. Granted, I'm sure it was more challenging. Like my mom had 6 kids, right? So like I'm thinking like this is challenging with two.
Right?
And then obviously like, 6 kids, they're all going to be different. So you can't have the same conversation with one that you can with the other, right?
Yeah.
They have different personalities. But uh, I think I had told you the other day I started this thing with Kira that I wanted to have like little weekly check-ins with her
Hmm.
on just where she's at, like emotionally, mentally, because she's in middle school and she's a girl and middle school's tough,
Yeah.
right? And I don't want her to hold in whatever it is that she's going through, whether it be something minor, maybe to her it may seem like something huge, but I just want to create that safe space for her to be able to talk to me about it,
Yeah.
or for me to share experiences with her, like, hey, that's okay, like that happened to me too.
Yeah.
I didn't have a whole lot of that growing up. Granted, again, I'm sure my mom was busy, but something like that, I would definitely want to change. And same thing with Ethan. I mean, it's just me, Kira, and Ethan, and I talk to them about a lot of things, maybe things that I shouldn't, but talk to Ethan about girl things because it's,
Yeah.
like, hey, what is that? And I'll tell him what it is. Like, oh, well, that's that one, son. I mean, I won't go into like full detail, obviously, like
Yeah.
he's 5, but I want him to know things.
There's moms that will like swap out their tampons in front of their sons, and I'm
No,
like,
no, yeah, no, I won't do that, but for sure, like I would say that just the communication and then being more expressive of like love.
yeah, yeah, me and Matt are cuddle buddies.
Yeah,
I'm like, I don't
right.
know how much longer this is gonna last.
I know.
That's my big.
Hopefully forever.
Oh, I like that book. You just reminded me of that book.
Hmm.
I love you forever. I like you for always. Something my mommy will be.
Aw.
You know, remember that book? And then she was like, she would cradle the baby, and then it switches to she gets old, and then the son is cradling the mom.
Oh, that's
You need to, yeah,
yeah.
you need to read that book. It's a
I
good book.
was just telling Kara that this morning when I dropped her off at school that I wanted to like have more books in the house. Like
Mhm.
we have books, but we don't read them, right? But she was telling me about that book, The Giving Tree,
Oh yeah,
and I was like, stop! As soon as she said it, she's like, Mom, have you ever read the book about the tree? And I got goosebumps because it's such a good book. I was like,
yeah.
dude, I cry every time I read that book.
That's crazy how some books are like lifelong. I don't know, because that's an old book.
It's an old book.
Yeah, that one and the caterpillar one.
The caterpillar one's cute.
Hmm.
I was just telling her about a book called Where the Red Fern Grows. I don't know if you ever read that.
I heard of that one. I don't think I read that one though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it was good. So yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about money.
Mm,
The money
money.
at the a one what is it about one income household
Yeah. A one income household.
with kids with kids.
Yeah.
I don't
More like, let's talk about pressure.
pressure, but okay. What I this is what it doesn't irk me, but I'm just like wow. People who don't have kids
Mm-hmm.
and yet still struggle to pay their bills.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. That's
Ha!
that's them not being taught about money when they're younger, I guess. I don't know.
That's crazy to me because how is it? I mean, granted, I mean, sometimes there's months where I'm like so thankful that we get to live in our house one more month, you know?
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah. That
Sometimes people will ask like friends, what are you doing? I know it sounds dumb, but they'll be like, what are you doing this weekend? And I just think like I'm enjoying my mortgage. And what do you mean? Like we're home,
yeah,
you know?
that's it. And that's I mean, I felt that way this weekend. Like I just wanted to be home. I just wanted to chill, just like enjoy my house, enjoy a little cookout.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
For me, like I enjoy that stuff. Like, I was talking to my sister this morning, and she was like, "Hey, how did the barbecue go?" And I was like, "Dude, I had a great time."
Hmm.
It was, all we literally did was barbecue and sit outside like little viejas and talk. That's it.
I literally made tortillas from scratch.
Yeah. And I was happy. Like
Mhm.
I got home like, that was a good day.
Yeah, because I feel like every time you go outside, you're spending like $100.
Yeah.
Like what the?
That's tough though. That for me is like a tough subject because I obviously like we have to make sure that bills are paid and that we have enough for um like doing stuff like outside of the everyday, like enough for
Yeah,
like movies or just fun stuff, right? But at the same time, like I don't want my kids to ever stress over that.
right.
So like mentally I'm just like they're like, hey, can we do this? And like as soon as they ask me if we can do something, my brain automatically goes to like, okay, well, how much is that gonna be?
Yeah,
I don't want to be like that, but like we have
yeah,
to make sure that we have enough
yeah.
to pay everything.
Want to make sure that the but I knew this lady, and she would always say, because she would always make time, or she would always make sure she had money for her nails.
Mm,
But she said priority is the house, the apartment, the rent, the mortgage, whatever it is.
right.
Then your electricity, then your water, then your phone, and then she would skip the credit cards
Mm-hmm.
or anything else after that, and make sure she had money for her nails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the nails.
I mean, yeah.
So like the easy answer to that would be to not stress over money. And I know you and I were talking about this yesterday about multiple streams of income
Hmm.
would be just to make more money, which of course it's a lot easier said than done. And I know that we're constantly thinking about how can we make more money without,
It taking up our time.
yeah, without sacrificing like our family time,
Yeah.
which is tough because again, whenever you're a solo parent, you gotta be there to drop off the kids and pick them up. I mean, granted, you get help every now and then, but still, like for the most
You're
part,
still doing everything by yourself. Nobody else pays my bills. Nobody else contributes to the household and the things that we need, you know. Is there help to take care of that? Yeah.
yes. Like so and for me, like the obvious thing that I think of is like, okay, cool, then let's figure out a way to start our own business. Granted, yes, there are a lot of hours that are going to go into starting a business, especially when you're first like,
There's gonna be sacrifice up front,
mm-hmm,
but what the sacrifice up front is, that's going to give you more time and more freedom on the back end, but you just have to be willing to give that in the beginning. Yeah. And it's tough when, like with the kids and stuff, with Matt, and because I feel bad, because I mean I do cakes, so a lot of party orders are on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So after my Zumba class on Saturday morning, then I'm coming back and I'm doing, 2, 3 cakes, decorating, and there goes our Saturday. Like,
yeah,
so our popcorn dates in the nighttime, that's kind of what saves me for right now. But would I'd rather take him to Six Flags all day? Yeah,
yeah.
that would be nice.
Do you ever like feel bad about it, like when you're super busy and he's trying, because he's an only child, right?
Right.
Just kind of like, for lack of better words, just there, like waiting for you to
Yeah.
fit in, you know?
Yeah, and there's time, like, and like, don't get me wrong, like I want him to like develop skills, and like I want to teach him, but then I also have to remember, like, I'm running a business, like I have to make sure everything is sanitary, everything is good, like I can't risk him like poking his nose and then, like, getting him after
Yeah.
the scene. But yeah, like there's mom guilt there, but at the same time it's like, if I don't do this, then we're not gonna have money for this later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and for me it's challenging too because I'm in real estate and a lot of my business is done on my phone,
Yeah.
right? So there are times where and I can be better about this, right? So I can be better with organizing my schedule, just like I would cut out time for a client, then I should be able to cut out time for like family time.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm getting at is there are days or nights where we'll be watching a movie and my phone goes off and I'm there like responding.
Mm-hmm.
Because in real estate, when somebody like uh messages you, it's kind of like called like speed the lead. So you want to like make sure that you respond right away because if not, like people lose interest and they'll move on to like the next thing.
Yeah.
So then the kids are like, Mom, like you're always on your phone, get off your phone. And I'm like, babe, like
Yeah.
this is my work, which I know it's hard for them to see that because it's for them, it's just I'm just on my phone.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, yes, I'm on my phone, but I'm working.
Yeah.
And I have mom guilt from that too, because I don't want them to think like, oh, mom was just always on her phone or like.
Is it like, do you set yourself hours for that? Like, that you'll respond? Like, I'm not responding to anybody after 8 o'clock, or do people normally message you after 8 o'clock? Like,
Girl, people message me at all hours of the day.
really?
Yeah, seriously. Like, I mean, I don't respond after midnight, but I've had people message me after midnight or as early as literally like 4 in the morning. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I don't respond to all of them, but right now I'm like I'm trying to get more business, so it's
Mhm.
like I want to be able to respond to them quickly,
Yeah.
so that way I can, get more potential clients. But to answer your question, for the most part, yes, I will. Like if I know if it's going to be a quick phone call, I'll have like a 5-minute chat and let them know like, okay, cool, well then we can continue this conversation tomorrow because I'm getting my kids ready for bed. Like if it's after 8,
Yeah.
and they'll understand.
Yeah.
But it's just that, mom guilt.
Yeah, because I normally, like, when I get inquiries or messages and stuff for cakes, like, if it's like 10 o'clock at night, I'm not gonna respond to you until the morning.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that's gonna really be resolved at that time anyway.
Yeah.
It's not like you're gonna get a cake ready to go at 10 p.m. So.
Yeah, and it's especially because, yeah, that's the thing too, is like, I'm probably not gonna remember this conversation tomorrow, so I might as well leave it unread and then get it tomorrow where I'm like, okay, like now I can fully give you my attention and take the order. But yeah.
Is there so I was thinking whenever it was just Kira and I before my son was born, um, I'm just thinking of like little hacks that would work for me.
Mm-hmm.
So like whenever uh money was tight, what I would do when I was still working at the mobile place,
Mm-hmm.
I would pay all my bills and then I would leave like a little bit just for like, going out on weekends and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever was left over, I would move it all over to my savings account
Mm-hmm.
and then I would live just off of what I allowed myself.
Mm.
So every time I got paid, same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
would pay everything and then move everything over to my savings. And so I would consider that like as if I didn't have it,
Right.
you know, if that makes sense.
That's
So I
okay.
wouldn't touch my savings because I knew that ultimately like I wanted to move. So then that was like a way for me to like
Yeah.
save money.
It's a good strategy.
Yeah. What works for you?
I don't sing.
You don't say?
Well, okay, so I'm in a transition season, right? Like I quit the full-time job, so there's not a lot of money to save
Mhm.
at this moment. So we are in the building stages of this business that I have, this business idea.
Mhm.
So it's what I have right now is my savings. Like that's, we're building off of that. But
But I'm sure that you budget though. Like maybe you don't have like savings, right? But you got to have some sort of a
have it.
budget.
Yeah, I have an account that I use for bills. So I since I so like cakes, maybe they're bringing in $200 to $400 a weekend or something. So I'll put all the money in there into one account, and then once I built it up to where okay now I can pay this bill, like the bills go out of there, and then I have like another account where that's the spending money, and then I have my business account which is like this is just for supplies and things that I need. So everything is separated. So it's just right now I just kind of have to delegate where that money
So
goes.
you have like a bunch of different little like pools of this is gonna be like my bills pool, right?
Mhm.
This is gonna be for business expenses and
Yeah,
this is gonna be so you do separate it.
yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah, that's
I
helpful.
wouldn't say, yeah, I wouldn't say there's a legit savings count right now. There will
I
be.
mean, yeah, there will be, but that's okay. But at
Yeah.
least like you figured out a way that works for you instead of just having like all of this money in one account and you're just pulling from it and you're not really seeing where
Yeah.
it's going. At least you know like okay, this is for my business, this is for
Yeah.
bills.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
has to be separated. And it helps me because like I know my mortgage is my biggest bill. And again I feel like my parents now because I'm like, turn the lights off.
Mm-hmm.
Why are these lights on?
Mm-hmm.
The freaking CPS bill went up like $50 for this last month for whatever reason. I'm like, what the hell, man? So I'm like, turn the porch light off. I don't care. Like it's spooky, and we're not gonna use porch light
That's
for what?
funny.
Um,
I'll do that too. Like it'll be nighttime and my daughter will be in the living room watching TV, but she'll have like all the lights on, like the kitchen and the living room, and I'll come in and I'll turn them off. And she's like, "Why did you turn the lights off?" I'm like, "Baby, you're watching TV.
hmm
Like you don't need the lights on. You're not
Yeah.
doing anything outside of that." She's like, "Well, I'm scared." I'm like, "Of what?"
I mean, like, if any, because I don't like it to be like super dark, like if I'm watching TV, it's just like kind of weird. But I'll have maybe like the stove light,
Yeah,
put that one.
the Mexican nightlight.
Yeah, just so that it's not, because I don't want to be like in the dark and then the only light is coming from the TV, and then if something like, I don't know.
Girl,
Not that I'm scared, but it's just like I want to see my surroundings.
you're scared.
Mwah. No, he scared me yesterday.
I know.
When he came out, I was like, what the hell? You just went through this door. And then she came around the other door and I was like, what? That freaked me out.
That's funny. Do you ever find yourself like comparing your situation to somebody that's like in a two-parent household?
Mm, not too much.
No.
I don't
Do you
think
ever
so.
think like, man, things would be easier if fill in the blank? And just seeing like, you know, you go out and about and you go eat at a restaurant or wherever, just
Mm,
outside of your house and you just see like a family, like mom, dad, kids. Do you
mm.
ever think like compare yourself to that or
I wouldn't say I compare myself. I just say, oh, like that's nice.
no?
That's
Yeah,
that's good for you. I mean,
love
like
that for you.
I love that for you. Like all my siblings, they all have really great partners, and they, they. I look at them and I'm just like, I'm glad that you found the person for
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
and
Cause
it's more of a gratitude, like
yeah,
I'm happy for you that you got that. And not that I don't know how to like. It's not that I don't want that, but I'm just kind of realistic in my own mind. Like I don't know if that's ever gonna happen for me.
it will.
People say that. Remember,
It,
I
yeah,
hate it.
I know. We had that conversation, but
Yeah.
I guess sometimes like it's hard to imagine things outside of our current situation.
Our,
So
our current reality.
yeah, so I guess maybe that's why, like you're saying, I don't
Yeah.
think that that'll ever happen to me. I'm like, no, it's gonna happen. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
That's why whenever you say that, I'm like, stop it. It will, it will.
I think I heard something the other day on a podcast, and it said, I think it was Pastor Ed.
Mhm.
He was saying the word, because some people will say, "Well, I hope things will change. Like, hopefully it'll happen," But they say it with still doubt
Mhm.
attached to
Like with a question mark in
yeah.
there.
But what it means to hope is like, this is a strong feeling that I have. Like, this is my hope. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna happen. But I'm more on the former side still. I'm like, well, hopefully, maybe
Yeah.
it's because it's been so long, and then it's like I told you the other day, like I feel like maybe it's a generation that we're in, but like I don't get approached. Like I know I'm not ugly, but maybe I like mean mug.
Yeah.
So men don't really approach women the way that they used to.
I agree. Because I don't really get approached either. Um, unless like we're missing something.
I know, I'm like,
I'm
what
kidding.
the heck?
I know, I'm kidding. No, but I really don't get approached either. However, maybe we're so oblivious to the approach because like we're just like, oh, I gotta do this, that we don't even see it. Like, okay,
But I mean, if you're gonna approach a woman like you make it obvious, like you make it known, like
I mean, yeah,
what
maybe. But like, okay, picture yourself in the grocery aisle at H-E-B, right? You're getting some tomatoes, you're bagging them up, and let's just say that there's a guy over there and he's giving you the ojitos, right? He's giving you the ojitos,
I'm like,
and then and then you kind of feel somebody staring at you, and you look over, and when you look over, your face is kind of like, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like your face is like, can I help you? You know what I mean? If he's giving you the ojitos and your reaction is that, or my reaction is that, well, nobody's gonna want to like talk to you after that.
I know
So maybe we just have to
I
be,
think that's my problem.
yeah.
That happened to me at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I know I told you, I don't know if I said on the podcast, but I walked out and there was like a group of 6 guys, and immediately I felt this guy like look at me, and I was just like, and I walked off, and I was like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
But in my mind, it's like I wouldn't want to be approached by him anyways. I didn't think he was attractive. But I should, but I don't know. You never know, because maybe like they have a friend. God dang it, Stephanie.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, next time.
You gotta change the roasting beef face.
Oh well.
Oh well. So, you know what I was thinking about another thing was uh how we were talking about like changing or breaking generational curses and stuff like that. Um, do you ever think about like healing like your childhood trauma while trying to raise like mentally healthy children at the same time? Like, how do you do both? How do you heal your inner Stephanie while trying to raise like
And
an
not break.
emotionally intelligent
Yeah.
little human at the same time?
That's difficult. Like, I mean,
You know?
I was just thinking, I was like, I think I need to go back to therapy because
Mm-hmm.
there's still cycles that I struggle with that I see myself fall back into sometimes. Like I can be church for one thing, or God, Jesus for one thing is the anchor
Mm-hmm.
for me. That's been my North Star, right? Um, but also therapy, counseling, seeking that help, because I can get in my own head. Like I'll start thinking about stuff, and I just kind of go off the rails, and I'm just like, what? Oh, I don't understand this, and there's nobody else to talk to, or
Mm-hmm.
there's nobody else to like kind of understand what it is that I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I don't even understand what I'm trying to say,
Right.
you know? And I I think seeking there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with counseling and therapy. I think it's much needed when we're trying to figure things out. And then also when you recognize your patterns and your cycles, like
And your triggers.
and your triggers, yeah, like not wanting to give that off to your kids.
Mm-hmm.
I know when I was a kid, I had a lot of self-esteem issues. So I don't want Matt to have that, which I don't think he does. He's very confident in himself. Um,
He's cute. He's like a little dad.
he said he was the neighbor said he'll ride on his scooter and he's like pushing off, right, and he'll pass the neighbors and he goes like this.
I That's cute.
I'm like, and yeah, so I mean, he's which I'm very grateful for. Like, I want Mijo to be, confident in who he is, no matter what. Um, but that was a part of me that needed healing.
Hmm.
I feel like I found my confidence in the Lord, and I was always self-conscious about being super tall, always the big kid, just different because I went to church and all these things. Like I was just always the kid. Like Kira's age right now was probably the worst time for me in
Hmm.
middle school. Like that was just
School's hard.
it was
It is
tough.
hard. Because I feel like that's the transition from when you're a kid, like for the most part, you don't think about what do I look like? What am I wearing?
Right.
What are these kids gonna think of me? Your focus is just play. I just want to play. So it doesn't matter who's in the playground. You're just like, hey, you want to be friends? Let's play.
Yeah.
That's enough. But whenever you go to middle school, then all of a sudden something inside of you like changes, and now you're like, what do I look
You
like?
start noticing all the other girls, like they're
Mhm.
petite, they're real, everybody fits in. There were these freaking sandals that everybody bought and I couldn't buy
The
them.
jellies,
No, they were the brown leather ones, like the chunky
the
ones.
ones that made your feet smell super bad.
Yeah. But everybody wore them, dude, and I couldn't buy them because my feet were too big. I have
Oh,
big feet. I always have big
well,
feet.
you're lucky because one, they were heavy, so it was hard to walk. It felt like you had like cinder blocks stuck to your feet. And then whenever like you would wear them in the summertime, dude, your feet would reek. Oh my God, they were bad. So you
I
dodged a
missed out on
bullet.
that one.
You dodged a bullet on
Yeah, stuff like that. Like you just notice, I guess your differences, and then you're comparing yourself to
that. Yeah.
everybody else, and why can't I be like that? And why can't I want to look like this? And she gets on boys and da da da, and your
Hmm.
crush likes her, and what can I be to do? Like, all that.
It's tough.
Yes, yeah.
I uh I posted this video on TikTok the other day and I was like it was just like a silly question like what do you do whenever your uh you should see it
Hmm.
your pre-teenage daughter um is just being sassy and giving you attitude when you're trying to like address the thing that she did wrong. And some man actually well, I said question for all the moms out there, and some man actually commented and he was like, hey, I'm not a mom, but I'm a parent who has a daughter. And he said something that was like super simple if you think about it, but he was just like, you have to be like the constant or like basically keep your composure.
Yeah.
Like the same all the time. Basically, like you don't have like crazy outburst or you're not like
Hmm.
super like or you're just like a happy medium,
Yeah.
right? Because whenever your kids are having like these emotional outbursts, they look to you to kind of set that like emotional regulation.
Yeah, because however you react, that's how they're gonna develop and learn.
And yeah, and that's how they're gonna face their problems and stuff like that. So he was like, you just have to be like the constant no matter what. And I was like, thank you. Like that's true. And I know that it's hard and it's challenging, but it makes so much sense.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think how you told Kira the other day, like just they have to learn how to give other people grace too.
True. True.
Where there's gonna be outbursts. We're not always gonna get it right.
Yeah, yeah, there is. But if I can learn to control them, right, and not like have as many and just kind of be like
Yeah.
the constant, then that would kind of help things, I feel like.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Hmm.
That's a good point.
Yeah, strangers have good advice too sometimes.
I saw his comment on there too. I was like, míralo.
Míralo.
It's tough sometimes.
You don't, sorry, go ahead.
No, but
I was gonna say how we're talking about like financials and stuff like that, and the mom guilt,
mhm.
how kids like, or our kids will see us, kind of like hustling, right? Or doing what we got to do to make sure that everything is taken care of.
Legally.
legally.
with self-respect.
Yeah. I kind of feel like in retrospect, they're gonna learn to appreciate that. And it's gonna teach them like whenever you really
Yeah.
want something, like you gotta work hard for it. And I know we were talking about this yesterday and we were just kind of going over like different avenues or streams of income that we could come up with. And uh I was telling you, dude, like it's not gonna be easy, right?
Mhm.
Like Michael Jordan didn't become the best by just waking up and doing the bare
Yeah.
minimum.
Talent is not enough.
Talent is not enough. Like he was the first person there at practice and the last one to leave,
Mhm.
day in and day out. Same thing with Kobe Bryant. Like you gotta get in there and give it your all. And yes, you're gonna be tired, and yes, it's gonna suck, and you're gonna have days where you're crying because you're so exhausted. But what's at the end of that? Like that's the sweet spot, you know?
I always think about like when Matt gets older, what I want him to say about growing up with his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I want him to say like, my mom hustled, she worked her ass off. She did everything she could to provide for me. Like we never went without. Like I had everything that I wanted and I saw her and because of that I am this man today.
Absolutely.
Like I always think about that. It doesn't matter like how you said it, there is no balance, honestly. Like I feel like we as much as we try to balance life and work and spending time with their kids, there's not really a balance. It's just we know what we need to do.
Mm-hmm.
There's bills that need to get paid, these priorities, taking care of our kids, and everything in between. And I just have to think like when Matt gets older, he's gonna realize
Mm-hmm.
how tough his mom was
Right.
and how much of a badass she was to get to take care of all of that.
Yeah, and there may not be like a specific, like how you're saying, like visually or known balance, but there definitely is going to be like organization,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yeah.
that's going to help them for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, well that's gonna wrap up today's
We had a long, good conversation.
a good conversation, today's episode on parenting. Um, but thank you for tuning in and please, please, please follow, like, and subscribe.
Yay! And hopefully our video works today. If
We'll
not, we have an audio backup for the backup.
for the backup. But we love you, and until next time, bye.
Bye.